A single name radiates across the lands of Bretonnia, from the grand cities of Carcassonne all the way to the decrepit and corrupted lands of Mousillon. A single name, a single breath. Gilbert. The very name sends shudders down children's spines and Holy Grail Knights alike, for the Gilbertator is about to enter his final form. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of our Vampire Blood Dragon Knight campaign. Don't worry if you haven't seen the previous ones. I of course recommend going back and watching them. However, these are all self-contained, so you can go ahead and sit back and just watch us cause havoc in the latest update for the Old Realms mod for Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. So we are currently going down the Blood Knight career system, which is a brand new feature they added in the most recent update, and honestly it is absolutely amazing. I think I might make a separate video about this system because it's completely changed the way I've played the game and actually makes the mid to late game so much fun because you're unlocking all these crazy powerful abilities and it just keeps the game fresh. And it's, yeah, one of their best, no, definitely their best mechanic they've added into Bannerlord. But as I said, we are currently going down the Blood Knight route and we've recently got some really good abilities. For example, we're now recruiting Blood Knights whenever we defeat opponents, so we're basically giving them the kiss and turning them into vampires, and it just allows us to constantly refresh our losses with more Blood Knights. I mean, that's amazing. On top of that, with the controlled hunger ability, all of our vampires now have a ward save, which is just a pure flat damage reduction. We have like an extra 250 HP, and we're also currently working our way down the Blade Master. However, I have, as this is going to be the final episode in the Gilbertator series, boosted us all the way to clan rank 4 so we can see the Avatar of Death and the Dread Knight abilities. And this is just going to make us into an absolute killing machine, and I am so here for it. A side note, I definitely think that this should be turned down to maybe clan rank 3 because clan rank 4 is just an insane level of renown and it's such a grind, and by the time you just kind of go through all of that, you're just kind of done with the campaign anyway. So I think if they drop this down to clan rank 3, I think that would make the actual kind of campaign feel a lot smoother and give you a nice ending point to wrap up a campaign with these awesome abilities. However, we get to take a look at them. So Avatar of Death. Avatar of Death is all about just pumping up your character, making him a physical resistance tank. And on top of that, obviously, we're also getting all the damage bonuses and everything else from these previous abilities. So the first 4 are basically just like damage reductions. We get 35 magic resistance, so we just take less damage. We get 25% physical resistance from melee and range attacks, which is actually really nice. And then finally, Red Fury also increases our attack speed and scales with the same abilities. So down here, this is our Red Fury. If you haven't seen us use it before, basically it makes us into an absolutely killing machine. We one-shot everything from Grail Knight to Bretonnian peasant. Is absolutely insane. And then on top of that, we also gain damage reduction and physical reduction, and that scales with our weapon that we currently have out. So if we have a two-handed weapon, it scales with our ability in that. Not only that, though, we also have it scaling with our tactics, we have it scaling with our athletics, and then when we get up here, we're going to be able to actually go ahead and scale it with the same ability. So all of that is just feeding through to this Red Fury being insane. And then over here, we also have Dread Knight, which is the other one that we have, and basically we gain more HP here. We get some better armor penetration, which is great again for killing heavy Bretonnian cavalry. Our own cavalry get 20% damage increase, which is great. Our Blood Knights are going to be ripping the opponents apart. And then finally, we also gain all the resistances from our Red Fury into a ward save, which is just a flat damage reduction. Doesn't matter what type it is, whether it's physical, holy, magic, fire, whatever, it gets cut in whatever our ward save is. So it's super powerful. However, we are going to need to level up to actually go ahead and utilize that. We're going to need to go and gain some more stats. We're going to need to kill some more opponents so that we get these level ups and then we do actually get the career points. However, there's something I totally forgot about that we can actually do. We can go ahead and buy some scrolls. We can basically utilize our huge bank that we currently have and sell it up, and then go ahead and gain stats in all these other books, which is really nice. Okay, so who said that Gilbert isn't a learned man? We just spent 100,000 gold on all of these books, and they're really simple to use as well. All you have to do to go ahead and utilize them, and it's quite efficient as well, is go to your inventory, head over to the actual book itself, and then just simply click this read scroll, and you can see down here in the bottom left, it will say we are now reading the certain scroll. And then as you wait inside of a settlement, you wait in a siege battle, you're you're going to be slowly starting to read this, and again, you'll see the progress down below in the bottom, and you'll slowly be gaining loads of stats. I do think they should kind of slow it down a little bit because it is quite quick. You can read a book very quickly by just sitting still, but maybe that's the intention of it, is that you kind of just level you up right away. I definitely won't be complaining. So I am currently, I think we either go on the lookout because, as I said, we need to level up. I want to get these abilities unlocked very early on in this episode. I'm looking for maybe another Bretonnian Lord to fight, like someone we can actually take on. There's a good one there. However, before we do that, I do need to raise some more undead because we are now clan rank 4, which gives us access to, an additional 20 men. However, we need more vampires, and the best way to do that is to find a little group of looters right here, these unsuspecting looters, and give them the kiss of a life. God, I mean, I really would regret if I was them being a looter. You're gonna go up against this huge army. I mean, just look at it. Look at that face right there. I mean, that's a face only a mother could love. Yeah, I mean, you're going up against an army of vampires. We all have ward saves. We're heavy cavalry. We're doing tons more damage. Yeah, I mean, let's just charge forward. The sole purpose here is to go and is to go ahead and unlock these guys. I mean, just look at that. We had 700 damage, and the rest of them are just done for. So by the defeating them, we get another 6 initiates into the army, which I think is what I want to stick to. I am going to constantly keep upgrading them, though, because I need them to be, Blood Knights as quickly as possible. The sooner they upgrade, the better. Yeah, and we're getting up to the highest tier of Blood Dragon right here. We've got 240 in all their stats. Their armor is impenetrable, and the crazy thing is, as well, is on top of that, they also have all the physical resistances. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love it. Sometimes, just things come together. Okay, so this is going to be our first proper test right here. I've managed to upgrade my army, and we're going to go in against a pretty, 100 infantry. That's pretty scary, and 95 cavalry is also pretty scary. But we're going to go in here, and we're going to take on. If we can defeat this guy, we're going to be in a very, very good situation. I'm hoping we're not going to lose too much cavalry, but this is the ultimate test right here. We still have 16 infantry of very, very poor vampires, so I don't really know what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, I'm going to split my cavalry into 2, and we're just going to hit both the flanks of the enemy line, and as I said, hope for the best. So I'm going to leave this main bulk of our Blood Knights against their flank there, and I'll send my other flank, which is over there, against these guys. So let's just do it. Let's just charge in, and let's just see how much damage we do on the charge. I'm expecting big things. They're coming at us as well. Look at them. The lance is down. I want to nail one of them right away, and I completely missed. That was so anticlimactic. But I mean, I guess I wouldn't want anything else from the Gilbertinator. Okay, we're going to turn around here. I'm going to get a kill on one of these guys really quickly, and then wrap around. And then the cavalry is doing an amazing job. How did I miss that? Cavalry's doing a really good job right there. So far, the Blood Knights are proving why they're Blood Knights. Yeah, boom. We just absolutely nailed that guy, and we leveled up. That's big. That allows us to start leveling up our next career system. Yeah, it's all coming together now, boys. Okay, so I've set my cavalry up. Basically, we've dealt with that cavalry already, and we're just gonna charge. We're just gonna charge into their infantry and see what we can do. Let's just go for Wrath for Ruin. Let's rip them apart. We'll put our lance down, try and maybe pick one of them off, but then maybe kind of pull out of that, keep our shield up. Yeah, I mean, they just don't stand a chance, do they? Buff I think they could give to the Blood Dragon career system as we slice his head off clean is it'd be actually really, really cool if you could just like give a buff to all the Blood Dragons regardless of their area to you. Because right now, whenever I'm close to units, I give them my Red Fury, which is obviously my insane ability. However, a lot of the time the cavalry's all roaming around, so it's quite hard to do that. So it would be kind of cool if maybe when you pop it, just all your vampire units gain access to it and unlock it. I'm interested to see how much this sword does. Yeah, we're just ripping. Hit me. I want to see how much damage I take. Hit me. Okay, they can't even hit me. Yeah, we're taking... I actually took a lot of damage there. Whoa. I guess it was a foot sergeant that did that. Okay, that's not too bad. So yeah, an extra buff there I think would be really cool just to have it so that you are just all your vampire units gain it for maybe half the duration. So then they can just kind of pop off. You can pop it for like a big charge or when you're kind of stuck into a big melee like we are now. Yeah, I mean, we got 25 kills, which I'm pretty happy with. We also gained a pretty good amount of influence, which is just pure money. But look at that. We didn't lose a single high tier Blood Dragon, and we gained 106 kills on them. that is, yeah, this army, man. And before, men, we did lose. We just simply upgrade. We just get some more. We just get some more. All 14 of these guys upgraded. Yeah, I'll take that. 16 of our initiate blood dragons leveled up, and then 31 of these guys leveled up to the max tier. So we almost have 100 max tier blood giant knight. So I've just been at Musalon reading all my books, leveling up some skills and stuff, and we look at this. We got a little courier offer, a ransom offer for some of the lords that I have in my prisoner right here. Who do they think they are? That I'm gonna, you know, not just go and do this. We take no prisoners here. The Gilbernator is ruthless. Something I want to test out as well. So we've caught another lord, another Bretonian lord. I want to see what the auto-resolve is like. Like, he has 83 men. It's not bad. Barely any cavalry. Like, this would be pointless to fight. Does the auto-resolve mess us up as well? Do we actually lose? So we kind of lose. I mean, losing a few of these high tiers is a little bit annoying, but that's pretty funny. And of course, we'll just replenish our losses like this. So annoyingly, we just made peace with Bordelot, which is, yeah, really stupid. We were going to just absolutely wipe them out. And we're vampires, for God's sake. No peace, no peace. However, like the little goblin I am, I'm just going to immediately raid some villages and start some more wars. Like, who's going to stop me? Okay, here we go. We got some tests now. I want to try and encourage a few of these. I want to like group up a bunch of these guys and try and get like a big old battle. Oh, it seems like one of the like a master swordsman is challenging me to a duel. And of course, we have to accept this is just a rapier duel, so we do need to be careful. And he is going to be absolutely insane. By the way, his stats are like basically maxed out, so it's going to be very difficult to. And he has good armor as well. But I also am I've got good armor as well, so I've still not been able to beat him. Even with all my bonuses, his like just the auto blocking he basically does is so hard. I'm trying to kick him a few times as well. This doesn't seem to work out, but hey, Gilbs will get him. Gilbs will get him. Now, this 300-man stack is running away from me, which is pretty funny. Let's try and, like, clump them up a little bit. So, like, maybe what about this? There's 500 of you guys. There's 500 of you, and yet you're still scared of me. I mean, this right here is not a bad ratio. 147 soldiers against 520. I did have to heal myself. I wanted to make sure that we were up to full HP after that duel, just so we could fight. This is going to be an interesting one for sure. I mean, look at their formation. They have no cavalry in this army. Where are Bretonians' cavalry? I mean, we're going to just charge, right? Like, just charge, charge, charge. I mean, no, we just have to charge at their line. Do we just charge at their line? Yeah, you charge. I mean, hey, everybody just charge at the line. Let's go. Let's go into them, because I do want to just, like, specifically take on some of their units. But on the other hand, they have no cavalry, and there's no, like, room to maneuver either to actually do that. So let's just go in, start slicing. And I want to get up to about 10 kills as quickly as possible. Okay, I've set up another charge because I want to go ahead and utilize my Red Fury on the boys. Let's wrap around. I'm going to wait until we're very close, pull out my lance again. We're going to pop our Red Fury, so everybody here should get a massive damage reduction. We popped it now, so for a little bit of time, everybody just gets crazy resistances. Everybody gets crazy damage boosts, and we should just see that. I mean, just look at this. And the nice thing is as well, is now it's run out, we can just go ahead and pop it again, right? We must be very close to popping it almost instantaneously again. For these Grail Knights and these Knights of the Realm and Questing Knights do pack a pretty big pounding. Annoyingly as well, this Trebuchet there is getting some of our units clumped up, but we were able to destroy them, which is nice. Let's just wrap around here, keep on killing infantry. I really want to get another 10 kills. We can pop our Red Fury. Hey, we pull back out again. I'm going to utilize this to just charge in, and we're going to focus down infantry this time. I'm going to tell my cavalry just to simply go in and just, yeah, kill their infantry. We should kill enough of these guys as we run through them, and let's see how much damage we do once again as we rip through the enemy line, just cutting people down. Oh my god, my horse, my horse. I mean, the Bretonians do a lot of spears, which is scary, and this map isn't good for us, but even with that, look at that green on the right-hand side. It is despicable. And what we're going to be doing from now on is we're going to be utilizing double waves. The first cavalry wave goes in, rips through the line, and then as they start to pull back in, then this cavalry line comes in and just tears them apart from the other flank. I mean, it's just absolute mayhem back here. Being outnumbered 5-1 has never felt this good. Another big charge of our Red Fury. I want to get into as many many of our cavalry as possible. Let's just go there. Boom. All these guys should now have Red Fury running around and doing crazy damage. It does feel like a lot of the time Red Fury is meant for more of a foot, like a foot slogging build. Like, you buff up all your cavalry, you let them go off on their own, and then you go down with the infantry. But how are you supposed to do that when your entire army is blood dragons, you know? Like, it just seems almost impossible. Yeah, I mean, not bad results is all I'm going to say, right? Like, that's not bad. I got 50 kills alone, which is pretty decent. Our cavalry, our blood knights got 370 to 6 losses. Now, we did lose, obviously the initiates we don't care about, whatever. But, you know, this is still 6 top tier 8 units and 2 hell wraiths. That's a little bit annoying. But I guess pretty acceptable when you kill 500 and imprison all the enemy lords to then execute, and then we can simply just get back more initiates. Honestly, I didn't like the fact that my blood dragons were dying in battle to mere peasants and stuff. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and hired a warrior priest. And you may be like, Jackie, Gilbs and this warrior priest would not get on. They're arch nemesis. The whole purpose of a warrior priest is to eradicate evil. Well, that is where you are wrong, because by keeping him close to me, no one will think twice. No one will think that I am a vampire. I mean, can you tell? Of course, a vampire wouldn't be hanging out with a warrior priest, now would he? No, he wouldn't. Boom. That way, our cover in Mousillon is completely safe. And that's really just the difference between Gilbs and everybody else, is like, he's thinking that one step ahead. Another pretty crazy thing as well is we also now get all the warrior priest spells as well, so he's going to be able to buff like my entire army with his priest spells. So that's also, we've just not, like, all of a sudden made our cavalry even better, which is, yeah, I'm like, I didn't even think we could do that. Yeah, I mean, we're doing some pretty disgusting stuff. We actually lost 1 cavalry. All the initiates died, but again, we'll replace them until they do finally survive a battle. Yeah, we're unstoppable. The really funny thing about this build as well is that vampires, they do eat food, but I don't think vampires give you stewardship experience. So you always want to have a token human in your army, because I believe by having a token human, you actually then gain the stewardship bonus from having multiple food variants in your party. Yeah, look at that. We just gained some skill points by having the token human in our army. That is hilarious. I don't think there's really much of a challenge. Like, this army, like, it just runs from me. It flees from Gilbert and the boys. So what I'm going to do, I think, to give Gilbert a proper send-off is we're going to do something extremely special. We are going to travel long and treacherous roads to get to our objective. I've been training as well off camera to kind of bring the army up to scratch because we've got a fight ahead of us. Originally, I was like, yeah, a great way to kind of end this campaign would be to try and take Blood Keep. You know, how hard can it be? Well, let me tell you, pretty goddamn hard. They have 1,800 men, and even though my 150 men are pretty strong, I think 1,800 men is probably a little bit too hard, because they also have 445 Blood Dragon Knights, 500 Dragon Knights Templar, and, you know, 500 Scouts. So not necessarily the highest tier of soldiers, but still pretty scary, and they would just sally out and dominate on the field of battle. Oh, beautiful. We also got a traveling merchant who will give us a vampire. Oh my, that looks incredible. Look at that. Oh, this mod is just beautiful. So I made the long journey through Knoll itself, the Empire lands, with my band of Blood Knights. Village and castle fled from us. And finally, we have returned home to the Vampire Count lands in the east, the swamplands we are so missing. And it is time to take our revenge on Manfred for sending us off to the east. So it seems like Manfred is currently in a castle not doing anything. So we found his less important, less charismatic brother, Marcus von Carstein, and we're going to kill him instead. Marcus and Manfred, I mean, who's going to tell the difference? Okay, so here we are, the final battle of the Gilbert series. We've got our Blood Knights set up on the right-hand side, looking very good. We've got our Blood Knights set up on the left-hand side, looking very good. And in the center, as you can see, our totally not a vampire token human right here. We have our warrior priest, and he's going to basically be there holding the center with his sledgehammer. And this is going to be the ultimate test because they're going to have a lot of magic. They're going to have magic that is going to come pounding down. Unfortunately, they don't actually have any cavalry. It's mainly infantry. Okay, well, nonetheless, we are going to go and we are going to hammer and anvil the ever-living crap out of them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, the one thing that's going to really hurt our build is, like, magic, maybe, like a vortex spell on our line, but I'm not sure if Manfred's not-so-clever brother actually knows a lot of magic. I guess we'll find out. So what we're going to do is we're going to charge in the first line. First line's going to go in, and then I'm going to hold back. We're going to watch this just absolutely devastate the enemy, and then as they wrap back around, that's when we're going to come in with our second wave and just do even more damage. Also, look how amazing this horse looks as well. It's just so... Oh my god, it's so good. There they go, smashing through the line. Lots of green right there. Yeah, there is some magic going in. There is some magic going in. And luckily on his own units as well. Okay, now this is where we go. This is where we charge. Let's go. Next line in. We're going to come flying in. And then as our cavalry turns around to come back in, we're going to completely sandwich them. Let's go. Lance down as they try and pull out. It's not going to go well for them. Look at that, already cutting through. There are some enemy Black Knights in here, some Sylvanian infantry, and lots of skeletons, but it's just not going to be enough. And then we're going to pull right through with this line. So this line carries on going. Our other line pulls back out, and we're just going to rinse and repeat. Oh, I will also mention as well, we also maxed out one of the career systems as well, so it costs less. We get more points per kill to actually upgrade our red first. So you can see we're getting 0.0 point something. Also, all our vampires are now so much cheaper and stuff, so the build is in full effect. However, I haven't really found that this the Blood Knight... the Blood Knight build has really, like, needed them final abilities. There was nothing that crazy in them that would enhance this build. I feel like everything else came from the previous level. Yeah, the lines about to clash. One from one side right there. Up the hill is a little bit not as good, but we're coming in from the other side as well. Yeah, they don't stand a chance. Look at them. Wow. And look at all our dismounted guys as well. Guys who have been taken off their horse from the spearmen. Then they just get stuck in as well. I would imagine this build is just as crazy if you just dismount the cavalry as well. Just charge them in manually. I mean, what more is there to say? What more is there to say? This is just busted. We've lost, what, 2 of our high-tier blood dragons? And some have been wounded, but not many. The warrior priest is keeping them alive. This is like a big old vampire army as well. Granted, not as much cavalry as I think Manfred would have, and not as much magic as Manfred would have. But, I mean, what more would Manfred's army do against this? And we can literally just replenish our losses. Granted, we seemingly have leveled up somewhere to have this many more men. So we can even have even more... And we actually get some really nice equipment from the vampires. You almost want to fight them just to get good equipment. Yeah, see, yeah, like I leveled off camera and I used some more books as well. We maxed out Dread Knight. But as I said, I feel like none of these are really like that important to the build. Once you get up to the recruited, defeated units become Blood Knights, so you can constantly replenish your units. And then you also gain the ward save for all vampire units. Like that's the build done. That's all you need to do. The double duration for Red Fury is kind of nice. But again, I felt like Red Fury wasn't as effective. I never really kind of felt the massive benefit from it. Like, obviously it's nice to have, but I guess there needs to be a way to apply it to your dragon units. Like maybe all your blood dragons at a certain tier get this ability when you pop it. That could be a really good tier 3 ability up here, like somewhere. That would actually be an amazing ability just to take them to that next level. You could then dismount them and have them as like a moving infantry line, just kind of going in. You pop that big old ability and you just kind of foot slog that down. This is where the legend of Gilbert will come. We made just the absolutely most broken build in the entire world. I don't think there's a single army. I think we could take on thousands of soldiers and be absolutely fine. Yeah, it was absolutely bonkers. I also went ahead and gave Gilbert the beautiful red Duke armor as well to finish this off. I mean, just look at that, an absolute monstrous thing. But with that completion, I was wondering if you guys wanted to see us do the warrior priest career system, play as a warrior priest in the Empire, use gunpowder, mortars, cannons, and of course the holy word of our Lord and Savior Sigma. And let's say if we get 400 likes on this video, I'll go ahead and do that next. So go ahead and drop a like. Also drop a comment. It really helps push the algorithm and this video. We are also closing in on 220,000 subscribers. So I'd really appreciate it if you haven't already to go ahead and drop that subscribe. That really helps out. And again, continues to push that channel forward to our next milestone. I guess Gilbert will see you in your nightmares.